What is going on, guys? Cody from Motorcycle MD. Man, it has been too long since I've made a video, so I'm super excited to give you guys this one on throttle cables. A lot of times people don't even realize that they can make this adjustment on their bike. Now, many of you have been probably riding your bike since the season started. Great, you're used to it, you like the way the throttle works, but I have something that might make it just a little bit better. So normally when we uncrate bikes from Honda, brand new, and we go to do our little check over to make sure everything's straight, put them together possibly, add some gas for the guy who just bought it, whatever the case may be, one thing we always have to check is that the throttle cable free play is within spec. Now, Honda spec is of course a certain number. Bing! But you can do it the way that you'd like it to safely. Alright, now some people like the throttle a little bit different. You know, on dirt bikes, they like it really, really tight. So they got that instant response. When they want to turn the gas and when they're going is exact. Alright, but again, doing it safely is the key. So before I show you guys how to actually adjust that on your bike, I'm going to show you guys another quick thing, just a little bonus for you, on lubing your throttle cables. I actually just had one break on my CB750 Nighthawk, and the cable that broke was the push cable. Alright, I still have my throttle there, but I had to wind the throttle back about half a turn before I could actually get it to engage the butterfly at the carb. Now, I realized that when I took the cable off and I pulled the steel wire out, it actually was broken, where the water had drained down into a pocket in the cable and it collected there, which is where it rusted. Alright, so that would be the purpose of lubing the cables, is keeping that rust out, keeping some kind of coating on those cables so that they can function as smooth as possible for as long as possible, because they should not be breaking on you. Now, when it comes to lubing the cables, obviously some disassembly is required. So, as far as doing this on a period of when and where, it's up to you, because you may have to loosen the cables down at the carburetors or the throttle body in order to gain access up to the throttle pipe and take it off. Now, let's say you pull the carbs out and you think, hey, while my carbs are getting cleaned in whatever solution I'm using, I'm going to clean the throttle cables while I'm there. So that's when you can bust out this handy tool here. You can get them from Motion Pro. I'll make sure I have a link for you guys. Very simple tool to use. Now, the way it works is it has a little tightening knob on this side which brings a whole ramp in on towards the cable that you place it in. There's a hole in the bottom, there's a hole in the front. Obviously this front hole has different sections and diameters that get smaller and smaller and smaller. So your goal is to get the cable end in there fastened securely, so when you use the spray that you've chosen at your liking, WD-40, rust penetrant, whatever, you can use it and it makes a tight seal, hopefully, and forces it down into the cable and out the other end. Now, it sounds really confusing, I know, but let me show you. So here's the top end of a cable, okay? It's a very short cable off of a sport bike. So I got it so I'm not dealing with this cable that's like this. This cable's obviously working, alright, which is cool, awesome. So what you can do is take this tool like this, open it up, and I can feed this end in as far as it will go, and then make sure that this wire is straight, alright, make sure it's inside that little gully that it allows you to put it in, and then I will go ahead and tighten this down. Get it nice and snug so that rubber makes a nice seal, like so, and you see that it has a little pit right there where you can actually stick the red hose nozzle end of your spray in. For instance, Honda Lube rust penetrant. Little red thingy, take the thingy, put it in the hole, you know how it goes. And what I do is grab a rag, and I actually like to hold this because it's not the cleanest thing to do. It tends to leak out of where it's not tight enough, but the goal is to build up pressure inside of this mechanism, and then I just hold pressure on it. Kind of let go, keep it going, and eventually it should come out the other end. At that point, it has made it all the way down to the cable and it is now lubed. You can do that on the bike. There's that awesome train. The awesome train. Every time, man. I swear, every time. So, Now that cable is lubed, again, you can actually just pull this off of wherever it's fastened in that the best way possible, just to gain access. Because this tool can really just slide right on wherever the location is, as long as you can get it on a good piece of metal or something to fasten to and tighten around, alright? I am completely soaked in oil now. So that being said, enjoy this video where I show you how to adjusting your throttle free play, adjusting the free play, which is adjusting the adjusting the throttle free play on your bike. Now keep in mind, if proper free play cannot be obtained up top and you have a twin cable system, you can adjust it down at the carburetor, which might be a little bit difficult, but it all depends on which bike you're doing it on. One cable will have 2 lock nuts, one will have 1 lock nut. The one with 2 lock nuts is the one that you want to make all of your adjustments on. So enjoy it. This is really, really nice to know when it comes to how you operate your motorcycle, because you'll notice that on some bikes you go to twist the throttle and it's almost like you have to bring all this slack out of it before you start using the actual cables. Okay, there's an adjustment that you can do there, and it really makes it easy on your wrist. It makes riding it so much nicer. So I'm going to show you guys where that's at. So on Hondas, they're right here up in front. One cable has the adjustment. One is stationary. It's always going to be the same. This one has the adjustment. We're going to look at this free play here, and then there barely is any. And when I'm talking about free play, I'm talking about how much room it has to spin before you start getting that resistance from the cables. Okay, so this is actually perfect, but I'm going to show you guys what you can do. So it's 8mm wrench and a 10mm wrench. You have a lock nut. You can break that loose, and you can back this out. So when you back it out, you are pulling that tension tighter. Okay, I'm going to back it out, back it out, back it out. And if you back it out too much, you'll notice that the RPMs on your bike will start to increase. Okay, and there's a reason why you want to make sure that you're not doing too much, and I'm going to tell you guys. So I've just taken all of the free play out of this thing. If I'm turning it, it's turning the cables. You don't want it like that, because when you go to turn that right hand turn, you're putting a tension on the cables, and you're almost pulling them, and you may go to take that turn and the RPMs will raise up as if you're pulling the throttle, but you're not. It can be dangerous on U-turns. Alright, so you have to have some kind of free play, but it's important that when you do make the adjustment, that you turn that handle full right, full left, and make sure that the free play is still there. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back into where it was. Okay, it's huge, especially if you're rebuilding the carb on something and you go and feel the throttle and you're like, man, that's a really tight throttle, or it won't snap back like it used to. Check the free play, either at the carb or up here. You want all the play that you cannot possibly get up here, because you don't want to be going out to the carb every single time you want to adjust it. Alright, and it shouldn't change after you've adjusted it. I mean, it's not like this is something that needs to be done all the time, but after repairs and stuff like that, it's good to check it. And some people just don't know that you can do that. Alright, so that free play is back now, right where the guy had it before. Alright, so that's just a quick adjustment that you can do on any of your Honda motorcycles. Alright, push this cap back over so no water gets inside. And that's it for the throttle cables. Alright, you can do it on any bike. Make sure that there is free play. You can do it to how you like it to be, but just make sure that after you've done your adjustment, turn the handlebars full right, full left with the bike running, to make sure that it's not increasing in RPM. Alright? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, like it, subscribe, grab your free gift on your way out. The biggest thank you that I could get from you guys is if you would just share the content. I'm trying to get Motorcycle MD out to the world, and if you guys have a favorite forum or a Facebook page or a friend who may need this, that's the biggest thank you that I can get from you guys, is just sharing it. I'm trying to really reach a lot of different people on different platforms, and that would be super helpful. This is Cody from Motorcycle MD, giving you guys quality tips and tricks for your next build or your daily rider. See you guys next time.